My name is Mr. Weiner, Dean of Admission here at Blair, and it's such a pleasure to chat with you and to hopefully explain a little bit in a digestible way, who is Blair, right? What do we do? What are we all about? So here we go. Part of that, in terms of our charge to help develop sort of the whole child at Blair, is effective communication and leadership, right? And this tagline here, what do I stand for, is really important. All ninth graders go through this program. It bleeds into 10th grade, 11th, and 12th grade years in different iterations, but it starts with this simple prompt of, what do I stand for? Who am I? What do I believe in, right? That is something that we're trying to get our students to wrap their head around a little bit as they go through high school, to start identifying great leaders in history and their own leadership style and who they aspire to be and what attributes they aspire to have as they go through this process. And we talk about it all the time. You can see this line here: great leaders are great storytellers, right? You need to be able to connect with your audience, whether that's a small audience or a large audience. And we talk about it all the time, that it's not enough to be smart. There are a lot of smart people out there, great ideas, wonderful new technologies that are up in their head, but if they don't have the self-confidence, if they don't have the ability to articulate who they are and what they believe in and communicate that to an audience, those great ideas will just sit on a shelf and not go anywhere. So just as much as having a great education in the typical sense of math and science and languages, so too is it to have that self-confidence and communication skill. And so we really work on that for our kids throughout the course of the time. And as I mentioned before, by the time you're a senior, you have to be up on stage speaking to the community. And I know this picture may be scary to many of you out there, but trust me that you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to stand in front of 500 people and give a presentation because over the course of time at Blair, we'll give you that confidence and we'll give you those skills, or help you hone those skills to be comfortable up on stage. As much as that is important, we also want to get our kids out in the world. So we have a wonderful global leadership and service program, over 6 different trips all around the world that our kids can be a part of and go on to give back. One of our 7 principles is beyond selfish happiness, this idea that you're important and we love you, but you have an obligation to give back to the community. And so it's important for our kids to get out there and engage with different schools and hospitals and women's centers, et cetera, around the world. Costa Rica, Peru, Dominican Republic, Cuba. I took kids to France. We have schools in Kenya. We have Blair schools in Kenya, like elementary schools in Kenya in different villages. So all those are programs to help our kids get out and give back. Even locally, we work with about 12 different nonprofits around Blair to give back and be a part of the local community. Any great school like Blair has fun traditions. I can't name them all, but I'll certainly try to highlight a few. This is what you would see on opening day with the kids greeting you as you drive up to our beautiful campus. The first night is convocation, where kids are processing through campus, led by the bagpipers. You can see the hill with the buildings on it behind, and then the long snake of students going through campus as we have our opening convocation ceremonies the night before classes begin. A fun tradition with the kids carrying the flags from their respective countries. This is the first weekend. We just had this actually this past weekend. This is Super Sunday, where we're doing egg toss in this photo here, bouncy houses, soap slide. Kids are running down the soapy slide and just being goofy. Really important. You can see some of the 9th graders here getting face full of suds, having a great time. And the reason I show this is the balance, right, of the rigor and the pressures of top level academics and programs, but we also want our kids to be kids to a degree, right? And understand that you can do both at Blair. And I would say most importantly is be yourself, right? Well, at Blair, you don't need to pretend and put on a facade. This is the other fun event. This is a cardboard boat race. Each dorm is given a stack of cardboard and duct tape, and they have to design a boat and put 2 people from their dorm and race across the lake. You can see the girls here being very successful, and no surprise, you can see the boys already overturned and going to be swimming pretty soon. So the boys need to work on their engineering and building skills. But this is a long tradition as well. And the reason I show these, again, to hammer on the point, is we want you to be you, right? And that's really important in this whole process, is that you can be yourself and not feel like you have to pretend to fit into a school or in any way to be part or accepted. And so for our seniors and our upperclassmen to be going down a soap slide, weekends, I can't promise fireworks every weekend, but we do have amazing weekends at Blair, food trucks and fire pits, outdoor movies, etc. We had an amazing moon festival this past weekend with so much food. I don't think our kids knew what to do with it all. It was amazing. Our parents, our local parents, really contributed to have an amazing event, all centered around food. This is International Weekend. You can see all the flags from our respective countries. And the tables filled with different food from those cuisines. And then we have a fashion show where kids are wearing traditional attire and outfits from their countries, which is a really great celebration, right? We're all different. We're not the same. That's what makes the fabric of the community so amazing. And so to celebrate those differences is really important for us. And then here is other typical scene where kids are cheering each other on the weekends. Our winter dance, our formal that we have a lot of dances at Blair, which are so much fun for the kids, eating and dancing in the dining hall and going to the head's house for pictures. And then this is a fun shot. This is Headmaster's game. This is between winter and spring seasons. Think Hogwarts, and you have it nailed where every person is picked out of a sorting hat into a certain house. There are 4 houses, and you have that house for the rest of your time at Blair, and the colors that go with it. And this is a tug of war that is happening. If you can see this bald individual in the center here, that is not a student, I assure you. That is the longest tenured teacher at Blair. He's been there almost 40 years, and there he is with the kids screaming and yelling with everybody else. And a couple shots here of dorm life. Beautiful spaces for our students. Because we're high residential, 82%, because we have 6 days of classes and the kids are here throughout the weekend, our residential spaces are really important, and they're beautiful dorm rooms. This is a single here with the kids and his buddies in here hanging out.